Hi, my name is Megan Edistrand, and this is DJ number 6. For the first question, I said I agree with Miss Stinson in this situation. In the book Case Studies on Diversity and Social Justice in Education, this is by Gorski and Potini, it states that many biases and inequities students face in school are implicit and unintentional, and they're hidden in day-to-day practices, school traditions, and quiet interactions. And it can be especially difficult to recognize these sort of challenges students and families face when we have never faced them ourselves. And that's from Chapter 2, page 27. I think his parents and Miss Stinson have Aiden's best interests at heart and know what affects his day-to-day life. It seems to me that Miss Foster doesn't really understand these different needs that he may face, and she just wants to do the bare minimum and follow his accommodations as stated in the case study. In Chapter 2 of the readings, Friend and Bursuck explain, for many students with suspected or documented disabilities, you are the person who has most detailed knowledge of their day-to-day strengths and needs in the classroom. That's talking about general education teachers, and that's for Chapter 2, page 37. While Miss Foster seems to celebrate Aiden's strengths in the classroom and how he can keep up with his peers, she doesn't really take into consideration his various needs that go along with his disability. On the second question, I said I would suggest that Miss Stinson gives Aiden his headphones before school and talks to Miss Foster about doing this, and doing it when there's no students around. That's a good compromise so that Miss Foster doesn't feel that her class is being disrupted. She could tell him what time the fire drill begins, give him his headphones, and have him carry them around all day. In today's age and time, I feel students would not question that because everybody carries around headphones. That's a good compromise for Miss Foster, I feel like. It would be discreet, and this would take more planning, but it would be doable for 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade. It wouldn't really be necessarily doable for a younger grade, I feel like. In the Chapter 2 by Friend and Bursuck, it expresses your responsibilities span several areas, this page 37. As a general education teacher, I feel that Miss Foster can take the time and remind Aiden to put on his headphones 1 minute before the fire drill. That's a good compromise. After reading Chapter 1 by Friend and Bursuck, it explains students with an intellectual disability have significant limitations with intellectual ability and adaptive behavior, and that's from page 24. I feel that Aiden can keep up with his peers academically, but Miss Foster needs to understand that Aiden does have limitations that could disrupt or affect his day-to-day routine. So making that compromise to let him have his headphones is having his best interests at heart. Number 3, I believe that Miss Stinson should continue to advocate for Aiden, even if that affects her professional relationship. In Chapter 2 by Friend and Bursuck, it states, when decisions are being made concerning a student with a suspected or documented disability, the best interests of the student and his or her family must be represented, and that's from page 43. Miss Stinson has Aiden's best interests at heart, and it also states that oftentimes parents are strong allies for general education teachers. That's from page 43 as well of Chapter 2. Miss Foster should take this into consideration, not only for the student but for the parents, because they know what accommodations Aiden will need. And Miss Stinson should continue to advocate even if Miss Foster is not going to work alongside her or the parents. I actually have a student with autism in my placement that actually went through this situation, and he wears the noise-canceling headphones during fire drills, and I had to give them to him a minute before, and we had to walk out a little bit before everyone else. So this really resonated with me. So